Mhm.
My bigger problem was with the wormholes themselves, the
Mhm.
jumping portals, in just that it and I didn't want to get caught out of the movie, but this was such a huge part of the movie, and they kept showing it and trying to explain it that it only got worse as went on in my mind. Okay,
Mhm.
so on a very simple level, what she's doing is breaking portals between worlds and then stealing the resources from one world and putting them in her world, right?
Mhm.
But then she goes and she uses this bracelet, this amulet, to create this opening, and apparently you need to have both bracelets to close them,
Mhm.
which means those ones that she opened are still open
Mhm.
for a large part of the movie, and they were sucking in like spaceships, they were sucking in dirt and all this crap. Should have been sucking in rocks with the strength of sucking in a spaceship, but whatever. Seems like and at the end she's sucking in a sun.
Yeah.
So clearly these are very powerful and they suck it into universes. Um one, why wasn't one planet sucked into the other planet and collided with it? Was just a basic thing should have happened. Not sure how that made a lot of sense.
Mhm.
Then also just how the bracelet when you hit it, how she just died, and then it didn't actually close the portals, and they had the power to close the portals the entire time using Monica's powers. And why was it Monica? I think like the powers design of this movie was one of the most frustrating parts of it for me because I felt like it made it very hard for me to make think this movie made any sense. And I don't even think that the switching spots thing had any issues in my mind. That all
Mhm.
was fine. I was
Yeah.
like, whatever. You did enough testing and demonstrating it that it could be plausible to make an excuse or an explanation in this way. Um,
Mhm.
but the problem with the portals is you set up the rules for the portals in such a way that X leads to Y.
Mhm.
Well, if X leads to Y, then why didn't Y happen in every single X circumstance that you demonstrated? So there was that. I also didn't understand why Monica had to be on the other side of the portal at the end of the movie, right? Why
Mhm.
couldn't she be at the front end and close it up rather than the back end and close it up?
Mhm.
That didn't make a lot of sense to me. And then third, everything was going to Hera. And I'm jumping a little bit around here, but I'm just demonstrating the different issues that in my mind was like, this doesn't make any sense.
Mhm.
And so the last point, which is that Monica went through the portal and is closing it at the very end of the movie, right? And this is for the audience, the very end when she seals everything up and stops the portal from killing everyone. That portal was leading the sun from Earth's galaxy to Hera's galaxy. This was
No,
what.
not the last one that she closed up. The
Why
one that
not?
happens in the finale. Because they said that one. Okay, so okay. Recap of the finale. So she created that portal where the sun is being sucked away. But like then there's that big battle, and the villain. I keep blanking her name. Darben. Like
Hmm.
she gets both bracelets because Kamal Khan had the other one.
Right.
And so supposedly she suddenly unleashes both of them at a key moment when she's fighting Captain Marvel,
Hmm.
and the power but that she uses to use them because it's both of them combined. It doesn't just create a hole through the universe; it breaks a tear in the universe to like an alternate universe. Because the idea was this is
Interesting.
like a different universe, like completely separate from their own. Because Marvel's been playing with the idea of the multiverse for the last few
Right.
movies,
Right. Right.
so it's like this is another universe. This is not our universe. So more or less, what
Okay.
the idea is that Monica was sealing the tear between their realities. Like, okay, so by sealing herself in, she was cutting herself off from her own home reality, I guess, and getting lost in another.
Got it.
But
So
as
the
you said,
idea is that Hera was the original location for the sun to be sucked into, and then
mhm,
when those bracelets clashed, that created the tear that
mhm,
suddenly cause this rift in the universe. So
Mm-hmm.
if that's the understanding, then the other holes would have been sealed up. It's just that specific one was not.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I mean, like that's plausible enough of an explanation. I would be willing to buy that.
So, but
I think that
however,
makes
the
sense.
movie doesn't explain why she had to be on that side of the portal, the terror and the reality.
Exactly.
It's like she could have been on her own side and sealed it up. I think it doesn't give a plausible explanation for that.
Right. No, it was creating drama for the sake of creating drama, in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion. So,
Mm.
anyways, and to show you that they were trying to integrate the X-Men into the universe. That's what that was for.
Yes.
Enough about that on my side. That's my little rant. I still think
Mm-hmm.
that that's a serious problem in my mind for how the logic of the universe worked.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, no, I think I didn't actually, for some reason, I didn't even think about that. But you're right. I mean, some of that doesn't make a whole lot of sense as far as like uh, how those portals work. I mean, those portals have been around since what, Guardians of the Galaxy, the very first
yeah,
one. So it's
right.
almost like we've never really had a full explanation of how they work or what happens since
Hmm.
they've been conceived or the idea put in front of us.
Hmm.
So I guess there's like a whole lot of mystery surrounding them, and then they start using them for the plot device in this movie. And it's like, okay, we don't even actually know how they work to begin with. So
Right.
there's some, maybe we need some explanations here.
Yeah, and I almost felt like they tried to do it a little bit, but it almost made the situation worse. Kind of like in Endgame. At least they had the time travel thing, and they tried to explain it, and they go, "Okay, this is what's going on," and I go, it's not that great. It's not a great explanation, but whatever. Uh, we probably would take some points away from it, but it's not the worst explanation. Time travel is difficult, right? In this case, I felt like they were digging their own grave and going, "Oh, this is like how it works," and you go, "No, no, no. If that's how it works, this means something else should happen. That's not what's happening." So I wasn't a fan of that point. Anyways, we'll move on. That's enough on that.